personal officials of this match. First referee, Mr. Patrick Alan Castillo. Second referee, Mr. Mark Anthony Santos. Now let us meet the starters. First, for DN Steel for Eastern University's Ultras. Let's start with their team captain at number 8, Jello Talisaya. Wearing jersey number 5, Miko Espartero. At number 9, Drake Saavedra. Jersey number 11, Lyric Mendoza. At number 15, Dula Dongala. Number 17, Benny Martinez. Starting libero is number 1, Benny Ceballos. With their head coach and birthday celebrant, Coach Edison Orculio. Introducing the starting lineup for SAVOUGE Aesthetic Spin Doctors. Calling on their team captain at number 24, Hero Austria. Wearing jersey number 1, Sherwin Caritativo. Jersey number 2, Lawrence Senoro. At number 3, Charlie Magpayo. Jersey number 4, Gil Torres. At number 13, Vince Imperial. Starting libero is number 5, Rico Marmeto. With our head coach, Sidney Calderon. This is match number 24 of the preliminary rounds. Spikers Turf Season 7 Invitational Conference, where power meets passion. May the best team win.
Welcome to the battle of two undefeated teams in the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. And we feature the same starters for the FEU Tamaraos all conference long, bar one game for Jello Talisayan, which he came off the bench in lieu of Jomel Codilla starting for FEU. But then again, it's back to normal for Coach Ed Orculio. On the other hand, the veterans are in for Coach Sidney Calderon. Team captain Hero Austria joins the likes of Lorna Senyoron and Shawi Caritativo in the starting unit. But how about the setter as well of SAVOUGE? Vince Imperial has impressed a lot of people in the Spikers Turf.
He has been one of the mainstays of SAVOUGE in the past few conferences. Ang ganda rin ang pickup nila kay Torres, former HD Spiker, bringing his experience with the champion team to the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors.
Later on, we'll talk more about Gil Torres, who has a lot of experience going up against the FEU Tamaraos. But now we proceed. Back row hit for Miko Espartero.
Great start. Espartero getting his first kill off that pipe attack.
And it's what you'd like to see from the youngster Miko Espartero, because he did struggle in one game. That was versus VNS. The good thing was he was able to bounce back versus Martelli, scoring in the double figures with 13.
That was a 5-set match between VNS and FEU. Kamuntikan pa yung FEU,
oh,
but
yes,
they still won that 5th set. They're 5-0 in the standings.
Good chance for SAVOUGE. Back set to Lorna. Down the line, target worked.
The supporters of the Spin Doctors have come out to cheer for the white shirts. The drums are out.
Yes. And by the way, these drummers came all the way from Maykuayan, Bulacan.
Wow.
That's the love for the undefeated SAVOUGE Spin Doctors.
Just to remind our viewers, we have a triple header for you guys today. Sulit na sulit ang tickets nyo. We have Eco Oil, DLSU going up against PGJC Navy Sea Lions, and Signal against the D Navigators. Maganda rin yung 6 p.m. game natin.
Those are 6 of the top teams, not just in this conference, but in the past couple of conferences in the Spikers Turf. That was an attack error from Jello Talisayan. (2-1), and we can definitely feel the energy from the Spin Doctors. Hero Austria will now be serving for them. The team captain, a champion as well from his collegiate years with Coach Sammy Akailar. Received by Ceballos. Drix Saavedra, that is in.
Drix Saavedra had a 55% efficiency clip in their last game. So SAVOUGE has to set up solid net defense if they do want to prevent Rick Saavedra from getting the same numbers.
The 17 points versus Martelli was the second best scoring output this conference by Mr. Saavedra. He had 21 versus the Navigators. At the net, it's a point for Shawi Caritativo.
FEU took their eyes out of that ball. Mataas yung rebound. It was a good touch from the double block of DN Steele.
That came off the hands of Rick Saavedra, and Shawi Caritativo just had to make sure that he will get the point. Former UST player Charlie Magpayo serves that ball straight to the net. Here we have Dula Dongala for FEU getting ready to serve. He was outstanding versus VNS with 17 points and 6 blocks to break the deadlock. Shawi Caritativo scores again.
Great timing on that combination play from Imperial, freeing up Shawi Caritativo.
Coach Ed Orculio, by the way, mentioned to me that that's one of the things that they would have to negate against SAVOUGE, the combination plays.
Mabibilis din kumilos itong spin doctors. That's why you have to read the setter well.
How about that? Lyric Mendoza rising from the middle.
Both teams have their own versions of these combination plays. They both have their own tempo also na gusto nilang iset. So they have to drag the other team to that preferred tempo.
Strong serve by Drix. Here's the counter. Benny Martinez. Espartero off speed. Back row for Lawrence. That did not work. Espartero again. Quite low. No call. We continue. Miko. Got a touch. Nice dig by Rico Marmeto. Counter with Shawi. Off the block.
Smart hitting from Shawi Caritativo. Saw the 3-man block of FEU-DN Steele. Just decided to brush it off the hands of Lyric Mendoza.
Well, Shawi does have a lot of confidence for himself in this tournament. He was the top scorer versus Signal HD with 19. Unfortunately, this is now a service error.
FEU will get a free point off that service error.
This is the type of start that we wanted. Walang lumalayo between FEU and SAVOUGE.
This was already expected. Kaya nga sila top 2 in the team standings.
Espartero. That was way overboard. May mga nagulat pa dito sa Inares Sports Arena. Lead back with the Spin Doctors. Gils Torres, the former UE standout. Combination. Talisayan setting it through. Nice save by Imperial. Unfortunately, that is way out for Hero Austria.
No rest action from Hero Austria. It was a wasted opportunity though. That was a great pancake save from Rico Marmeto. There was no challenge also from Coach Ed Orculio.
Wasn't Marmeto also a former Tamaraw?
Yes. So, iba yung motivation niyan heading into this game, lalo na alma mater niya.
Oh, yeah. There's a check. Austria wins the point.
Mendoza was a bit tentative. Sa dig na yun. It looked like it was going outside.
Thus the big smile on the face of Mr. Lyric Mendoza. Here's Vince Imperial, the young and promising setter of SAVOUGE. Another service error.
Yeah. SAVOUGE has been giving FEU 3 points off that service line. 3 unforced errors on the serve for the Spin Doctors.
Back to square one, 7-all. Which team will bring us to the first technical timeout? Full front row for Benny. Charlie Magbayo able to outduel Dula Dongala. It is 8-7 in favor of the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors.
Migs Neal on the side of FEU-DN Steel Ultras, currently at the top of the conference standings. I got to talk to player of the game last match with 17 points, Drix Saavedra, who told me na maganda yung kanilang simula. Hopefully, matapos sila ang kanilang elimination round. Nakasing ganda nito. One big factor that's driven them to the top has been their sacrifice. Drix is from Iloilo, while his teammates nanggaling pa sa Davao, Bacolod, and Leyte. Malayo sa kanilang mga pamilya, even during breaks and holidays. This has been their biggest challenge for the season. The commitment to training has kept them sharp and focused. For Drix, the goal is clear: to keep winning and head into the semifinals unscathed and undefeated. Ready to fight neck and neck this set 1.
Iba rin talaga ang challenge kapag malayo ka sa pamilya mo. I remember having a conversation with Ish Polvorosa as Magpayo scores for the Spin Doctors. Ish was homesick in his first couple of weeks, maybe even months for Ateneo. Wala ka naman pinagdaanan na ganun.
No, I just live in QC. Pero yeah, si Ish, taga Cavite kasi siya. So
That's not even too far.
Yeah, so I witnessed yung pagka-homesick din Ish when he was a rookie, because I was a fifth-year player already for Ateneo when he was a rookie.
It's a point off the back row hit for the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors. Hero Austria delivering the goods as the captain of the white shirts. It is a 2-point advantage, which is relatively a big lead already in this game. Martinez, Espartero, ball sent back. A good chance for the yellow shirts. Miko blocked. How about that coverage by Ceballos? And here's Drix Saavedra, rejected. Coverage present. Espartero again. Great net defense by SAVOUGE. Same attacker, same result.
Wow, great net defense being shown by the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors. The veterans Torres and Senyoron just locking in on Espartero. There will be a change in the middle blocker position. Charles Absin now a Tamaraw, former Blue Eagle.
Right. Did he even suit up for Ateneo? Or was it just residency? I think it was residency. But he was highly recruited off of the first PNVF Champions League alongside Jeller Talisayan. Saavedra, sharp cross.
Benny Martinez has to give Drix Saavedra more sets because he is the best attacker for FEU pagdating sa wings.
Saavedra has reached double figures in all of the games of FEU so far. 12, 21, 13, 16, and 17 respectively. Gils Torres, a quick hit. Counter. Benny, just as Neil asked for.
That's the correct set. And even Ed Ortulio was telling Benny Martinez to give more attempts to Drix Saavedra. Clearly, nababantayan nila yung outside hitter ng FEU, so they have to change their gears.
Back-to-back points for Far Eastern University. DN Steel roofing. The Ultras to try to neutralize. Back set, a miss set, but it still worked for Lorna Senyoron.
Coach Ed Ortulio clearly unhappy with the defense pattern of his boys. And it was practically a free ball. That wasn't the strongest of hits from Senyoron. But
Kita mo naman yung reaction.
still a point for SAVOUGE.
Lorna will now do the honors. 12 to 10. That is long.
Fourth service error for the Spin Doctors here in set number 1.
That trims the lead back down to 1, 12 to 11. And now we have Drix Saavedra with the serve. He's been working on this for the past couple of years, being more efficient as each year goes by. That was good. Battle at the net. What a return by the center of SAVOUGE, Vince Imperial.
He loved that play, just used his full body to overpower Espartero. Pagdating sa Jaws, kadalasan, yung nananalo ay yung nagpapahuli. So kailangan mo magpahuli sa Jaws so that you can put that last push.
Nasa iyo yung advantage sa buwelo.
Ball
Tough
still
save.
alive.
Austria tried to send it through. But it was already near Neil Flores. It was that tough of an angle for the Spin Doctors.
A for effort though for
Yes.
the defenders of the Spin Doctors.
And again, when it comes to the sides, even the back, the players have to think about the A-boards, the steel bars, even the LED screens. It's that hard. Austria to approach. That's outside.
Tough angle for Hero Austria. Right intention because the double block was already organized from FEU-DN Steel.
Errors piling up now for SAVOUGE. That was their 7th. Quick hit. And the whistle blown at the net.
There was also a net violation called on Jelor Talisayan. Either way, it would have been a point for the Spin Doctors.
There's a warning given to Shawi Caritativo who needed to remove his earrings. Hindi po pwede yan sa Spikers turf.
Of course, we're also looking at the safety of the players. Pag sumabit yan sa net,
Oh, yes.
it will be a problem.
At the middle, how about that? Slam through for Lyric Mendoza. Mendoza, by the way, has a very unique style of swinging his arms and his whole body when he approaches at the middle. It makes him more animated as an attacker. Hero Austria, 3-man block. One more. This time it's 2-men and a rejection.
Charles Absin will get that rejection. First kill block for FEU-DN Steel.
And they are one of the teams known for their net defense after all. These Tamaraws. Advantage for the yellow shirts. Imperial 1-2.
He was high up in the air, getting maximum elevation to go for that 1-2 play.
Talk about athleticism. This is a man that is definitely a nice example for it. Vince Imperial, a former spiker himself. Martinez to Absin. That was wide.
That was just too low for Charles Absin. SAVOUGE will get a 1-point lead as we enter our second technical timeout.
Kalma, baby, kalma. Huwag mo naman akong bigyan ng dahilan.
Pero sabihan ka, lagabog? Tama. Di ko alam kung sino kumanta.
At habang tumatama yung vodka, mas lalo ka pang tumitindi.
Teka lang. Neil, yun ba yung kanta na kung saan nagkaroon ng quote si Coach Ed sa UAAP, yung Baby Baby Kalma? Yun ba yun?
I think so. Yun nga ata yun.
Kaya siguro tiniming ng production team natin na dito i-play sa laro nila against FEU.
Favorite segment yan ng lahat ng players.
Oh, yes.
Spike the mic.
To be honest, it's one of the things that makes the Spikers turf unique in Philippine volleyball. But now we shall proceed. 16-15. Jello Talisayan soaring through.
Pag nakaibabaw yung attackers ng FEU, dun sila madalas nakaka-convert ng immediate point. The double block was there, but Jello Talisayan had a clear line of sight dun sa cross-court angle. We're tied again at 16.
Walang lumalayo between our two undefeated squads. Benny Martinez. It's Hero Austria, but there was a whistle blown earlier.
Catch and throw violation called on the setter. Medyo tumagal yung bola sa kamay niya, and that's very tricky in indoor. Sometimes iniipit ng mga setters so that they can confuse the blockers on the other side of the court. But the moment na tumagal yan sa kamay mo, matatawagan ka talaga ng catch and throw violation.
You can only do that in beach volleyball. Something that we saw a lot this past week. Hero Austria got a touch. De Guzman right there to put it up. Back set to Drix. And that is outside. Do we have a correction? Yes. And now there's a timeout for Coach Sidney Calderon. They're down by 2 points.
Ang nangyayari sa atin, parang medyo tense tayo na ewan. Guys, nawala yung enjoyment. Pag nag-i-score tayo, hindi tayo masyadong nagse-celebrate. Okay? Gustong-gusto natin bumawi, alam ko. Pero dapat malinaw yung communication natin sa loob. Kasi kapag magulo kayo sa loob, walang mararating dyan. Ha? Regroup tayo ulit, dalawa lang yan. Kaya-kaya.
You have to love the calm approach of Coach Sidney Calderon, who, by the way, used to play volleyball as well. He or she was a former libero / outside spiker, even reaching the palarong pambansa levels when she was in elementary representing Davao.
She has her own way of coaching. Kalmado lang. She doesn't want to give any more pressure sa mga players on the floor because they are down by 2 points.
SAVOUGE has faced pressure before, especially if you consider that win versus the Signal HD Spikers. But can they end the 3-0 run? Well, that ends it. A service error by Benny Martinez.
Drix Saavedra is facing all the scorers for FEU with 5 markers. That is why he is the terminating opposite. One of the best in collegiate volleyball right now, if not the best.
Did you just give him a nickname? The Terminator for FEU? I don't know. But it could work. For those of you who are watching, feel free to comment about that. Hero Austria. Martinez to the Terminator. And it's a point for Drix Saavedra.
Easy pickings for Drix Saavedra. As a lefty, sobrang natural na madaling pumalo ng cross court. Especially when you're up against a single blocker.
So how did you feel about the nickname? Nung sinabi ko siya. Were you
Fits the
happy
mold.
about it? Okay naman.
It fits the
So far,
mold.
okay pa naman. Caritativo sent it back. It's a chance ball for FEU. Chad Absin putting it away.
Charles Absin will also get an attack point now for FEU. He has been the game changer when he entered the game. He got that kill block against Hero Austria. Now he's getting involved in the offense for FEU-DN Steel.
A 3-point advantage for DN Steel Roofing. Talisayan sending it through. And a drop for Chad Absin.
Passing is now becoming a problem for the Spin Doctors. Talisayan's confidence is at an all-time high on that service line.
This is the biggest lead in the game for both squads, 21-17. Jello Talisayan back with his jump serve. Momento with a nice receive. Caritativo. Was it in or out? It was in.
Down the line, good to go for Shawi Caritativo. All started with a perfect pass of Rico Marmeto. And itong FEU, alam nila na matibay na receiver si Rico Marmeto. Again, galing yan sa program ng FEU. So they are trying to target the outside hitters.
Espartero down the line. That could be his most emphatic attack so far.
Look at how Benny Martinez orchestrated that play. Siniksik niya yung middle blocker for that backwing attack and that left Espartero alone on the left pin.
We're back to a 4-point advantage. Chad Absin off the bench. Not the best of serves. It is Torres from the middle, blocked by Mendoza. One more with Shawi. Another rejection.
That is skill block number 2 for FEU-DN Steel.
sa atin sa first set, pero hindi pa tayo tapos yung laban. Kaya kung gusto natin, kayang-kaya natin umabol. Malay nyo, isa-isahin lang natin yan. Pag mag-tie-tie ng 23, hindi naman natin alam kung ano mangyayari eh. Gawin lang natin yung best natin. Pero sa nakikita ko, lahat naman tayo nag-e-effort. Yun nga lang, medyo kinakapos tayong lahat eh. So moving forward, pagbalik nyo dyan sa court, focus lang tayo.
SAVOUGE have their backs against the wall now in set number 1 after having the advantage for the first half of it. These two teams are still undefeated in the Invitational Conference. But after today, there is a possibility that only one team would be undefeated because later on, DLSU Eco Ed will be in action as well as they take on PGJC Navy. FEU 2 points away from winning the set. There's the back set to Lorna.
Good response from that timeout of Coach Sydney. Pasa lang talaga yung nawawala sa SAVOUGE Spin Doctors. Pag meron silang pasa, it's very easy for Imperial to devise a plan against the defense of FEU-DN Steel. Double substitution now for Coach Sydney. That will be Narciso and Pedrosa.
We talked about JC Narciso with his prowess of 17 sets in their previous game versus Chinchi. That was their shortest game so far in their campaign. At the middle, the hammer from Lyric Mendoza.
A full swing from Lyric Mendoza. That is a requirement for middle blockers. You have to be able to sell your approach, your swing, para ma-delay yung middle blockers na nasa kabila.
Now it's 5 set points, make it 4 off of that service error by Drix Saavedra. Still a good cushion for DN Steel Roofing. Shawi Caritativo will have to continue serving if they want a chance to win this set. A substitution, Sai Sanama inside the game, one of the more consistent starters in this conference for Coach Sydney. Shawi setting it in. Battle at the net. And Narciso going to Noy Pedrosa. That did not work. Benny to Drix. And the D-ball attack will be the last point for FEU in set number 1.
Drix Saavedra will end the set with 7 markers built of 7 attacks. What a fitting end to set number 1 for FEU-DN Steel.
It's a bit of a comeback, as we could say, for DN Steel Roofing. SAVOUGE had full control at the start of this matchup. Their crowd was alive. The players were very much alive. But as Coach Sydney mentioned, things definitely changed towards the second half. Can they bounce back? It's 1-0 in favor of Far Eastern University. The score is 25-20 in set number 1 in favor of DN Steel Roofing. FEU looking good versus the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors in the battle of our 2 undefeated teams in the Invitational Conference. As Neil mentioned, Drix Saavedra was very efficient in set number 1.
There were a lot of times that Drix Saavedra was against a single blocker, so we credit Benny Martinez and their middle blockers in Lyric Mendoza and Chad Absin. Nung simula, we felt the jitters of FEU, lumalamang yung SAVOUGE Spin Doctors, but when they finally got their middles involved, that was the time that they pulled away. Itong SAVOUGE naman, they had a lot of times na nasa kanilang lamang. But the serving wasn't on point. There were 4 or 5 unforced errors from the service line. We'll check that later on. And nawala din yung pasa nila, especially in the tail end of set number 1. So magpapalit ng tao ngayon si Coach Sydney. I can see Narciso as a starting center, and Lois Sagamban will start out as an outside hitter, probably. 15 attacks for DN Steel Roofing, 13 for SAVOUGE. So attacking is not a problem for both teams. We know that their firepower is already there, the talent is there, the skill, the IQ, nandyan lahat yan. But again, reception pa din yung mangingibabaw in volleyball. Dun talaga nagsisimula lahat.
You mentioned the middle blockers activated very well by the Far Eastern University Tamaraos. That's one of the things that you could do after having a good reception. Yung pagpasok ni Chad Absin, perfect din for Coach Ed Orculio as he replaced Dula Dongala. And in terms of the errors, Neil mentioned the service errors. 4 of the 8 came from the service line for the Spin Doctors. At marami na yung 8 sa isang set para sa kanila, because the most that they averaged coming into this game was 7.3. That was in their last game versus Chichi.
Top scorer for SAVOUGE is Shawi Caritativo with 4, followed by Senyoron with 3.
Will they be activated once more? Nico Espartero, he was denied at the start of this matchup, but the adjustment was there for FEU. Lois Sagamban getting ready to receive. One of the things that he has been known for as well, even back in his days with the UP Fighting Maroons. First serve to Benny Martinez. His serve, by the way, got harder through the off-season as he built his muscles up for FEU. But there's the response from Charlie Magbayo.
By forcing his way through the block of Chad Absin. And again, maganda na naman yung pasa coming from Rico Marmeta. He has been very consistent in this match. Basta dumating sa kanya yung bola, alam niya sa sarili niya na kaya niyang iangat ng sakto sa setter's box.
And he does it with a lot of finesse, as there's no finesse there for Jeller Talisayan. Attack out.
Got too eager. Kasi kita-kita niya, it was another open block from SAVOUGE. SAVOUGE will start out with a 2-point lead.
JC Narciso, the standout of Perpetual, sending it in. Benny backsets. Drix rising, and he got a hand.
Almost in double digits. That's point number 8 for Drix Saavedra.
A chance to tie for DN Steel Roofing. The captain of the yellow shirts, Jeller Talisayan. Ball up by Shawi. And Narciso to the middle. And Sai Sanama with a point.
Double quick attack. First time na inilabas ng SAVOUGE yan in this match.
The variety of combinations, something that FEU really tried hard to prepare for, but SAVOUGE's prowess will be there.
Medyo kakaiba yung double quick ng SAVOUGE kasi kadalasan it's always the A quick and quick and back quick rather than nagsasabay. But in that last sequence, it was an A quick and B quick. So that's something new.
Will they go to it a lot more as well in today's matchup as they try to stay undefeated? It was a gift, an early Christmas gift for Charlie Magpayo, thus a 3-point advantage for the Spin Doctors. Sanama. Espartero, one blocker, and that was too easy for Miko.
Let me correct myself. Loisa Gamban will be playing the opposite hitter position as Shawi Caritativo is there as an outside hitter.
But then again, Loisa has played so many positions already. I remember one time he had to play the middle blocker position for UP. It was an emergency button for them. service inside as per the linesman. And do we have our first challenge? Mukhang wala pa rin.
That was clearly inside.
Our referees have been sharp so far. 0 challenges for today. FEU looking to stay sharp. Can they give us a deadlock? Chad ups in. Strong serve. To the open. Shawi blocked. Great coverage. Ooh. No connection. And here's the counter with Drix. Rejected. Talisayan to the middle. Lyric Mendoza dropping it.
What a play. Jelor Talisayan setting up that quick attack to Lyric Mendoza. When you least expect it, they will go to that type of play.
You have to love the reaction as well from both Lyric Mendoza and Jelor Talisayan. That can loosen things up for them moving forward. It's a 3-point run, but it's broken by that service error. Side out for SAVOUGE, the team that brought supporters inside the United Sports Arena, including drummers. Magbayo. Ooh, first ball, Coach Ed. For a moment there, inisip ko kung counted ba yun as a receive.
Na-absorb daw niya.
Once again, happy birthday to Coach Ed Orculio. Batang-bata pa yan. 23 years old. Plus 20. 43 po ang total para kay Coach Ed. And now it is a service error from Drix Saavedra. Loisa Gaban will now serve. 6-5. Top scorer for the past couple of seasons for the Fighting Maroons. Benny Lyric Mendoza. Hammer time.
When he gets on top of that ball, you just know na mako-convert niya yung bola into a point. And it was a single block coverage from SAVOUGE.
Back to a deadlock. And Narciso chooses Giles Torres for redemption.
Same type of attack from the Spin Doctors. If you can do it, we can do it too. That's Giles Torres. Yun yung mapapansin mo, Mix, pagdating sa volleyball. Pag single block yung kaharap ng mga attackers, 80-90% of the time, automatic point na yun. So teams are really trying their best to set up at least a double block. Or sometimes even a 3-man block.
That is the goal after all for our setters. Isn't that what qualifies as an excellent set after all? If you give 0 or only 1 blocker to your attacker. But do we have a challenge before we proceed to our technical timeout?
Alright, so Coach Ed Orculio is saying na technical timeout na, but again, umilaw yung buzzer sa technical table. So we are clarifying if there was a challenge from FEU-DN Steel.
Interesting. Kahit na may explanation na yung first referee natin kay Jelor Talisayan, mukhang may nire-review ulit. So, we haven't reached the technical timeout as of yet, as per my understanding. Pero binabawi naman ngayon. SAVOUGE is pleading its case that they already have scored 8 points.
Yeah, the correct score line would be 8 for the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors and 6 for FEU-DN Steel. Once we clarify everything, we will head into our technical timeout. But the clarification now is kung nag-challenge ba
Okay.
yung FEU.
Coach Ed is using this as a timeout already. Okay, final technical timeout. 8-6, SAVOUGE.
Migs and Neil on the side of the aesthetic spin doctors. I got to talk to team captain Hero Austria, and he told me if there was one word to describe their game for today, it would be explosion. That's the essence of their team name, SAVOUGE, which means pasabog, a burst of power and energy. Did you guys know that? With an impressive 4-0 start, they're set on pushing that to 5-0, aiming for a strong podium finish this season. Charlie Magbayo, on the other hand, shared that the team's motivation stems from back-to-back losses last year, fueling their consistency and drive now as their coach trusted in them. For today's game against FEU-DN Seal, Charlie said the team's mindset is to treat everyone on the FEU roster as a threat. It's all eyes on everyone. Let's see if they can recalibrate their energies like the beginning of their set 1 here in set 2.
Wow, that's some deep inspiration from Charlie Magbayo, dating back to the previous conference of the Spikers turf.
The main goal is to get that championship, but for sure yung mindset ng mga players, to take it one game at a time. So first target would be to secure your slot in the semifinals kasi round robin din yun mix. Then we will welcome a guest team that will compete against our local club teams here in the Invitational Conference.
That's why this Invitational has been so interesting for everybody. We've already seen a victory of SAVOUGE against Signal HD. Signal then defeated Crisscross. And a lot of people are waiting for LaSalle to get into the mix against these top contenders. It is now Gils Torres rejected. One more for SAVOUGE. Back row for Shawi. Dug up. Benny. Back row. Miko. And Narciso right there. Barmeto goes left. Bit tight. Sanama sending it through. Martinez to the middle blocker.
Wow, what control from Benny Martinez. Paminsan, manggigigil ka na kasi pwede mo nang paluin, but he still decided to set that ball up for his middle blocker in Absin.
How about Chad Absin's performance? This could be his best game as of yet.
5 points already for Absin.
Oh,
Make that
rejection
6
afterwards.
Back-to-back points for Chad Absin.
Welcome to FEU, Mr. Absin. Kung tama ang naging desisyon niya na lumipat. He could actually be buying himself a starting slot in their next games. But we'll leave it up to Coach Ed Orculio. The answer from Gils Torres.
4 points for Gils Torres, matching the output of Magpayo and Caritativo.
Gils, the former Signal HD Spiker, serves that ball to the net.
There is going to be another service error for SAVOUGE. Now FEU will get a 1-point lead.
It was also by this time in set number 1 when FEU started to get things going. And ultimately, they won the set by 5. Martinez, strong serve. And Narciso, and Sanama was blocked.
That's what you get when you deliver a heavy serve. You force SAVOUGE to go to that broken play, out of system play. Tapos nandun na yung tatlong blockers nakaabang.
Can FEU pull away? They have a full front line to do so. Benny Martinez, he has stepped up big time in this conference in lieu of Ariel Cacao not being present as he tends to his family. Back row push. Caritativo almost crossed.
Yep.
Did he?
Yes.
There you go.
Caritativo step over that center line. There will be a challenge from SAVOUGE. I don't think that will be allowed. The first referee is firm with his decision.
So technically speaking, we still haven't had a challenge in this game. Now we have a timeout for SAVOUGE.
Una, lumamang tayo ng dalawa, bilis mahabol. Ay, tatlo. Tapos lumamang tayo ng dalawa after ng technical timeout, nahabol na naman tayo. Tapos ngayon, lamang na naman sila ng tatlo. So, ano ba talagang direction natin? Gusto ba nating manalo? Ano ba? Kasi kung gusto nating manalo, dapat gumagawa tayo ng puntos. Ang nangyayari kasi nagbibigay tayo ng error sa kabila. Receive tayo, Guys, yung receive hindi mataas, receive papunta sa setter para makapag-set play tayo.
I've argued that SAVOUGE has handled pressure in the Spikers turf with that win versus Signal, but even in their leagues outside of the Spikers turf, they won in Samar, Baguio, and even in Makati. That was their preparation for this league. At sa mga ligang iyon, nag-head coach na si Coach Sidney Calderon, kaya naman nagkaroon ng mutual understanding between her and Coach Sammy Akailar that Coach Sidney will be the head coach in this conference. Will that leadership be effective moving forward? Sai Sanama response.
Sanama just converting that break ball from SAVOUGE. Coach Sidney was asking for a lower pass papunta sa center's box para makagawa ng combination plays si NRC. But right now, they have been forced to go to their wings a lot.
On the other end, Chad Absinthe continues with his prowess.
He has scored 4 points in this second set.
So now he's number 2 among all scorers of FEU behind Rick Saavedra's 10.
Yeah, the only player in double digits for FEU-DN Steel.
13-10. And Narciso Gamban. We haven't said Lois's name as much in this matchup, but now there's a violation on SAVOUGE.
Ball did not go over, says the first referee. That play was right in front of him. We'll check for a block touch. This will be our first official challenge of the match. A block touch challenge from the Spin Doctors.
We have argued that this is the most common challenge in volleyball. Sometimes the action is too fast and too strong that players don't even feel the ball anymore touching their hands. And was it actually too fast as well for our first referee? He was just right there. And a clear view on that hit by Loisa Gamban. This could be a momentum swinger as well for Coach Sidney Calderon and company. Touch or not. Mukhang meron.
Yes, there was a block touch on Drix Saavedra. We will be replaying that point. That will be called a dead ball.
There you have it. Challenge successful for Coach Sidney Calderon. We replay the point. 13-10. Magpayo pushes and an open zone one for him.
Maganda yung nangyayari sa SAVOUGE after the timeouts. They respond well to the timeouts of Coach Sidney. They just apply what she tells them to do.
Sanama coming off the bench for the second time in the conference will give us a service ace.
And they're celebrating more. They're happier on the court. Yan naman yung hinahanap ni Coach Sydney. We have to enjoy every point.
This is how they were at the start of this matchup. Can they give us a deadlock? Strong serve. Martinez had to chase it a bit. Oh, Sanama was late.
Parang gustong habulin ni Chad Absin yung output ni Drix Saavedra. He's now at 8.
This could be a coming out game of some sorts for Chad Absin. Able to introduce himself on this level of Philippine volleyball. Parmeto got the first ball. Charlie Magpayo could not score. The counter with Miko. That was low. First referee saying that there was a touch. And there will be another challenge.
Another block touch challenge. A while ago, they were successful. Nahawakan ni Drix Saavedra yung palo ni Loy Sagamban. But now, let's check if somebody touched that ball from Miko Espartero.
At this point, a single point would mean a lot for either FEU and SAVOUGE. These two teams came in with a lot of sense of urgency. I even asked Coach Ed Orculio, are you surprised that SAVOUGE is undefeated at this point of the tournament? And he said, no. May karga naman talaga yung team na yan. Malalim sila. They recruited very well. They have a nice program that continues to rise in the Spikers turf. And this is one of the beauties of the tournament. Alam mo na, parami na yung contenders natin.
Yeah.
SAVOUGE was on the outside looking in to the Final Four of the Open Conference. They were number 5, but that convinced them that there is hope that they could be along the likes of Signal, Crisscross, Navy, and Navi to try to qualify into the semis. Still waiting for that replay on the block touch.
It was a 3-man block established by the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors against Miko Espartero.
And the blockers looked so confident about it that they
the ball
didn't touch
definitely,
it.
yeah, the ball definitely hit the tape of the net. Ang tanong lang dito is tumama ba sa kamay nung blockers ng SAVOUGE bago lumabas yung bola sa court?
Paano kapag hindi tumama sa tape, tumama lang siya dun sa mismong net? Yung black portion lang.
Then that ball will not go over. Hindi siya tatawid. So that's
Kahit
going to be an
tumama pa
instant
rin
point.
siya dun sa,
It
ano,
has
sa
to
arm.
get that clearance above the tape of the net para maging good ball siya. Pero pag dun lang sa black portion of the net, that's
Di
already
qualified yun.
considered an instant violation.
Okay. Kahit tumama dun sa blockers. Was it that low? Sa tape naman. Pero tumama ba dun sa gitna?
There was no block touch, so that will be another successful challenge for Coach Sydney and the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors.
Charlie Magpayo will now do the honors. It is 14-13 in set number 2. Espartero blocked. On the other end, it's Drix Saavedra getting a hand.
When you need a break point, when you need that one stop, punta ka lang kay Drix Saavedra and he will oblige.
Saavedra as we mentioned, is the first guy in double figures with 11. 15-13. Ormeto with the first ball. Back set to Loisa. Blocked.
Single block coverage, impeccable timing from Nico Espartero, making up for that error he had earlier.
Second technical timeout. FEU up by 3.
Alam ko, bini siya pero feel like summer will not with you. Parang slang pantropiko. Ayun, alam ko. Pantropiko by Bini.
After singing Pantropico, it was a serve from Drix Saavedra, but a nice attack by SAVOUGE to trim the lead down to 2.
Somebody has to step up for the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors. This is not the usual attack points of Shawi Caritativo and Magpayo. Both have 5 apiece, but that is far from their average number of points scored in a single game. Babalik ngayon si Imperial to provide a different flow of the game because they're still looking at a 2-point deficit.
He was a starting setter for SAVOUGE. The third time that he has started for Coach Sydney in this conference. 16-14. Martinez to Espartero. Got a hand there.
Espartero is getting his rhythm back. As long as mataas yung contact point ni Nico Espartero, good things happen for FEU. But the moment na bumaba yung contact point, dun madalas nakakakuha ng rebound itong SAVOUGE.
Service out now for FEU. That would be service error number 3 for them in the set. Yeah, 3 as well in set number 1. Back to a 2-point disadvantage for SAVOUGE. Back set, Drix from the back, that was out.
2 free points for the Spin Doctors. Back-to-back errors on the attack for FEU-DN steal.
Shawi Caritativo closing in. 5 attack points. As Neil mentioned, we ought to see more from one of the top scorers of the Spin Doctors. Shawi approaches. Talisayan from the receive onto the hit.
We're approaching the tail end of set number 2. So, dito na kailangan linisin ng SAVOUGE and FEU yung mga plays nila.
It's Noy Pedrosa scoring off the block.
SAVOUGE displaying the depth of their bench in this rotation. Noy Pedrosa, former VNS Griffin, now Spin Doctor, getting another point for his squad.
Oh, he spent a long time with Coach Ralph Campos. Service in for Gilles. Benny to Chad. Dug up by Shawi. Imperial to Sai. Sanama was blocked.
Chad Absin has tallied 3 kill blocks. Most number of blocks among his teammates in this game.
Looking at his track record, in this conference. Chad Absin's best game was versus Chichi, their first match, when he had 11 points, 2 blocks. Imperial. Sanaba. That was a tough hit for him. Recovery for FEU. And an easy ball for Chad Absin.
He's now in the double-digit mark with 10 markers. Only 1 point away from tying the output of Drix Avedra. Toto De Pedro will check in for the very first time. Former The Navigator.
Yes.
Now with SAVOUGE. So you can tell na talagang naging busy din sa recruitment itong SAVOUGE because they want to improve their rank here in the Spikers turf.
I even heard that their practices are so competitive. As now it is Gil Torres scoring from the middle. Oh no, that was Charlie Magpayo, not Gil Torres. Total of 6 now for the former UST player. Here's the former UP Fighting Maroon. Pedrosa sending it in. Talisayan, great hang time by Jelord.
Lumilipad.
Exactly.
Parang nag-slow-mo si Jelord sa ere.
Ito, mas slow-mo pa.
Take a look at that once again. Look at the hang time of Jelord Talisayan.
You guys should watch him live. It's a beauty to just witness his greatness. Toto De Pedro is blocked. Number 4 for Chad Absin.
Nowhere to go for Toto De Pedro. Drix Avedra will be credited for that block point.
Okay, so that would be number 2 for Saavedra.
Pag dalawa yung spiker natin.
Anong set mo ba? Taas?
Taas lang.
Taas mo na.
Plus coverage. Matibay yung blocking sila, kaya kailangan natin come over. Huwag tayo umasa na lagi natin mapapatay yung
Okay,
bola.
4 lang yan. Hindi pa tayo tapos. Kayang-kaya natin mabunin.
Huwag yung pigilan na. Huwag yung pigilan. Sige.
22-18, SAVOUGE once again with pressure on their side as they don't want to trail 2 sets to love in this matchup. Jelord Talisayan will be serving. 3 attack points so far for Jelord. It's a running hit. Sent back. Absin blocked by Charlie. One more. Through and through. A chance for SAVOUGE. Shawi from the back. That is long.
Too strong on that pipe attack. FEU-DN Seal will hold on to a 5-point lead, but there is another challenge from SAVOUGE. A block touch challenge.
Well, the players of the Spin Doctors were convinced that there was a touch by FEU. We're seeing some smiles from FEU. I'm not sure if these are guilty smiles. Meron nga bang nakahawak ng bola? But to find out through the challenge, this would be still the second for SAVOUGE.
Yup, there was a touch on the right pinky of Chad Absin.
So all challenges have been successful. It is 22-19. Saavedra, he gets it down.
It is closing time for Drix Avedra. And pagdating sa endgame, alam naman natin kung kanino pumupunta si Benny Martinez if he needs a sure point.
Chad Absin, you see his numbers, 10 points, 3 blocks, 1 ace. And it is outside as of this moment for Mr. Absin. SAVOUGE trying to close in. Down by 3 in set 2. Gaban tried to sub in, but he was a bit late. Back set to Drix. Dug up by Toto. It's Noy Pedrosa. Off-speed hit. The counter with Saavedra. Blocked!
Defense holding up for the Spin Doctors. Excellent dig from Toto De Pedro. And a kill block from Gil Torres and Shawi Caritativo.
Lead cut down to 2. Benny to the middle. Mendoza slams it home.
SAVOUGE did that a while ago. That fake quick to that differential set. Meron din palang ganon yung FEU-DN steal.
Great recognition by Derek Mendoza, working well with Benny Martinez. 3 set points for FEU. Imperial with a lot of time. From the middle, it's Shawi.
Shawi refuses to give this set up. They're just 2 points away from forcing a deuce.
SAVOUGE has had 1 extended set so far in this conference. Can they do it again? Espartero rising through. And that will do it for set number 2.
What a finish from Miko Espartero, flying high for that down-the-line kill. He will give FEU a 2 sets to love advantage in our first game of our triple header.
Miko Espartero is now tied with Derek Mendoza as the 3rd leading scorers of FEU behind Saavedra and Shad Absin. As Neil mentioned, it's 2-0 in favor of DN Steel Roofing. We are back inside the United Sports Arena for FEU versus SAVOUGE, the battle of 2 of the 3 undefeated teams that we have left in the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. This is Mix Gomez with Neil Flores and Alexis Tinsaya at your service. And it's 2 sets to love in favor of DN Steel Roofing.
In a way, pareho yung nangyari sa set number 2, sa set number 1 ng SAVOUGE Spin Doctors. In the timeout, we heard Coach Shinny say na lumalamang sila, but then pag nahabol sila, nagbibigay naman sila ng consecutive points. And again, there were still a couple of service errors from SAVOUGE, and that really hurt their chances in set number 2. Attacks are still there for the Spin Doctors, 12 compared to the 16 of FEU, but the blocking, that's just signature FEU volleyball program for you. 5 kill blocks, and we credit most of those skill blocks from Chad Absin. Again, being the game changer now with 10 points, 3 blocks.
We saw 2 blocks as well from Drix Saavedra and 1 from Miko Espartero in set number 2. There you see Mr. Saavedra, the top scorer of FEU All-Conference Long, Arena Plus, Aztecs Sports. Thank you for joining us. There's a switch up once more in the lineup of Coach Sidney Calderon. We're seeing JD Diwa for the first time. Hero Austria inserted back in, and Toto De Pedro will now start in set number 3.
Coach Sidney is trying to find the right mix of players. We've seen a lot of substitutions already from SAVOUGE Aesthetics. Magpay will sit this one out. Well, it's now or never
Yes.
for SAVOUGE. And both are undefeated teams, but only one will come out victorious in our match.
That is a check ball in favor of Chad Absin. I was about to mention that SAVOUGE has 4 wins. Half of them have come off of 5-set matches. So can they do the same? But this would be their first reverse sweep if they can do it. On the other end, for FEU, among their 5 victories, only 1 was a sweep. That was against Navy. Gils Torres blocked. Austria pushes to the left. De Pedro. Ooh, that could have been clean already for FEU.
Right, the Guzman tried his best to save that ball.
Good to see him back though. He's been part of the reserved players list for the past couple of games. It's just because they do have a deep rotation and they do want some more experience for the new ones like Benny Ceballos and Mezequiel Castillo. Martinez Saavedra, rejected by Shawi Caritativo.
Perfect timing from Caritativa against Drix Saavedra. That doesn't happen a lot. So, kita-kita natin, Caritativo is feeling that block.
We're not gonna say anymore what Shawi said. Kaya na bahala. Mag-interpret nun. It is 2-1 for SAVOUGE. But they have to be consistent with the way they play. Talisayan at the net. It's pushed through onto the side of SAVOUGE. Martinez chases. Gelord, yes!
Finding a crack in the wall of the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors. He has been quiet. 4 points so far from Gelord Talisayan. Still has a lot of chances to increase that output.
Talisayan's best scoring game was in their opener. 14 points versus the Chichi Titans. It is now a service error. (3-2) SAVOUGE. Gils Torres now serving. Martinez onto Miko Espartero down the line.
Kala ko crossfit eh, but he still went for zone 1. Kahit na nakita niya na nakapwesto si Narciso, but the hit was just too strong and too fast.
Well, Miko Espartero was one of the recruits of FEU from Aklan. And it's good that we're seeing progress from Miko because Coach Ed did mention to me that he's one of the most improved players this past summer for DN Steel Roofing. There was a service error though by FEU, and now it's Talisayan scoring off the block.
I think that was Miko Espartero on the attack.
Was it Miko? I thought it was Gelord. Either way, it's a point for DN Steel Roofing. A misreceive, and that's outside. It hit the antenna for Narciso.
That will be an ace for Drix Saavedra on his way to the 20-point mark. Currently at 14, that was his first ace of the match.
That's great, the net. De Pedro with the help of the net almost scored, and apparently it is already a point for SAVOUGE.
Lifting violation will be called on Miko Espartero on that second touch. It's another close start from both SAVOUGE and FEU-DN Steel.
It's by the time that we reach double figures, that's when FEU pulled away for the past 2 sets. Austria against 2 blockers. No, sir. One more. This time it's De Pedro from the back. A good chance for FEU. Espartero scores!
May diin yung palo eh. Pagdating ng counter-attack, they are very forceful on offense. And he has a significant advantage against the shorter center of the Spin Doctors.
He's actually the tallest wing spiker of FEU. Nico Espartero. De Pedro, a mishit.
Set was too high for his liking.
Again, the pressure is on for the Spin Doctors. Nico Espartero is feeling it. And as I say that, it is a service error.
1 point away from the double-digit mark. Pag nakapuntos na siya, tatlo na sila in double digits. Absin sa Avedra and Espartero. For SAVOUGE, it has been Shawi Caritativo carrying the offensive load with 8 points, followed by Magpayo with 6.
Talisayan soaring through. He could not score. Benny blocked. Jellord again. Ball up by Shawi. And Narciso to Hero. And that's outside. The challenge from SAVOUGE. All challenges have come from the Spin Doctors in this game. Their undefeated record is on the line, as much as FEU's is as well. But there is more motivation in this matchup for the Tamaraws, as it is the birthday of Coach Edison Orculio.
From our vantage point, mukhang outside talaga yung palo ni Hero Austria, but they are asking for a block touch from Benny Martinez, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we'll need to see the replay on that one. There's Benny.
Yeah, that's just too far from the block. There was no block touch, so that will be unsuccessful for the Spin Doctors.
Is it their first unsuccessful challenge? They had 3 successful ones in set 2. Now we have our first technical timeout in set number 3.
Migzaniel back on the side of FEU-DN Steel. Here I had a chance to speak with Nico Espartero, who shared a bit about their intense training regime and iron-fisted approach that's clearly fueling their impressive 5-0 run this conference. They're grinding 3 times a day, starting early from 5 to 7 a.m., back at it from 11 to 1, and wrapping it up from 3 to 5 p.m. Alongside their ball drills, they're doubling down on weight training, really pushing their endurance to the limit. Now in his second year, Miko told me balancing this rigorous schedule with school has become a routine for the whole team, showing that discipline and dedication are at the core of FEU success. Will they pack it up in 3 as a birthday greeting for Coach Ed? Let's find out this set 3.
So that explains why physically these Tamaraws look better and better year in and year out. By the way, your favorite NBA superstars on NBA TV Philippines are now available to watch on Signal Play. Download the Signal Play app and subscribe now on the App Store and Google Play to catch all the action this new NBA season. Bryce de Guzman still trying to get his groove back. He's not the main libero even in this game. It still is Benny Ceballos. 9-8 in favor of FEU. Roy Sagamban to try to equalize. First ball, Miko. It's Drix Saavedra hammering down.
You saw that. That was such a fast swing from Drix Saavedra. This time, he decided to go down the line.
So at least worth it kay Drix yung 6 hours a day na magkakahiwalay. Umaga, tanghali at hapon. Breakfast, lunch, and merienda literally for the Tamaraws in terms of their training. And there's the former Warrior, Gil Torres, able to score. For this game, Coach Ed gave high regard to Gil Torres because there was that game of FEU versus UE in the UAAP and it reached 5 sets.
In this generation, medyo undersized si Gil Torres when it comes to the middle blocker position. But yung talon kasi niya and yung athleticism niya, it's enough to compensate for the height difference of him and the other middle blockers.
That was actually the case for most of the middle blockers of UE in the past UAP season. May challenge ba? Sabi ng birthday boy natin, wala naman. The buzzer sounded.
Yeah. The Ultras might get a warning. Yep, they will get a yellow card.
Okay. No challenge. They proceed with a tally of 10 all in set number 3. Jailord first ball. Benny to the open. Espartero is blocked.
Toto De Petro will get a confidence-boosting block against Nico Espartero. That is only the 3rd point. Toto De Petro closing off that down-the-line angle, sending that ball straight back to the court of FEU.
The lead is now with SAVOUGE. Drix Saavedra answers back.
What I love about the gameplay of Saavedra is the simplicity. Sobrang simple. Alam niya kung ano yung advantage niya. Hindi niya papahirapan yung sarili niya every time he gets a set. And again, efficiency is there for Drix Saavedra.
He was 55% in their previous win. And in this game, he remains consistent.
40% pa nga lang.
Mataas na.
Pwede na eh. Mataas-taas na.
Usually, nasa top 10 ka na nun eh.
56. SAVOUGE is now in the lead after that short slide from Diwa.
That signature JD Diwa for you was definitely found a home with the Spin Doctors after transferring from one team to another for 7 conferences in the Spikers turf. Lyric Mendoza, some redemption on their side, 12 all.
This might be the closest set.
But again, it's by this time na lumalayo ang FEU against SAVOUGE. Saavedra to serve. That's straight to net. And Narciso, combination to Shawi, who was blocked.
Benny Martinez saw that coming. One-on-one against Shawi Caritativo. Lyric Mendoza went for the block against JD Diwa. The coverage was not there. Everybody was right in front of the court. Walang sweeper na naiwan sa likod.
Yes. They all just had to look back. Miko Espartero blocked by Diwa. JD will send it through. Miko still on the ground. The push by Jailord. Chance ball SAVOUGE. 1-2 play for Narciso. Nice response from JD and Narciso. Check that, JC and Narciso and JD Diwa. Just had to get their names right. Now there's a warning called on JD.
Yellow card is awarded. Number 19, Q. Warning, misconduct.
13 all in set number 3. SAVOUGE trying to extend this matchup. The battle of two of our undefeated teams. While the other undefeated squad will take on Navy later on. I'm talking about the LSU Echo Oil. A service error by Shawi.
It's like deja vu. I mean, yung serving ng SAVOUGE, na-limit nila yan into 3 errors in set number 2. But yung timing kasi, they're on their way to gaining momentum. But suddenly, magbibigay sila ng free point of that service line. Kanina pa yun pinapoint out ni Coach Sydney.
Saavedra. Wow.
Do not leave Drix Saavedra with an open block. 17 big points.
And even from the back, it's not a problem for Drix.
There's a new King Tamarao in town.
Okay, I've been waiting for you to claim that. Loisa Gamban. Oh, great presence of mind by De Guzman. Loisa, again, 3 blockers. No problem for Loisa Gamban.
He was already asking for a lifting violation sa combination play nila, but he asked for that ball. He really wanted to score for SAVOUGE. Pinadaan niya sa kamay ni Benny Martinez.
Loisa is pumped up and they ride on his energy. 15-14. Mendoza from the middle. That was wide.
Sayang. There was no blocker there for Lyric Mendoza. We are now tied at 15.
So this is the tightest set so far. He will gladly take it. JD Diwa through and through. At the net, the push by Benny. JD to sweep. Torres flying high. Ball up by Lyric. Benny to Jelord. Blocked. And a point for SAVOUGE.
No coverage from FEU-DN Steel. That was a high rebound from SAVOUGE. It was a playable first ball for FEU.
SAVOUGE leads us to the second technical timeout.
Let them hate as long as they fear. Mama mo. I think ito kasi yung parang lahat tayo umaangat. Eh, alam naman, sabay-sabay tayong maghilaan. May hilain ka pataas. Eh, may mga gitera talaga. Alam ko naman kasing takot lang yan silang malamangan. That's why let them hate as long as they fear.
It cannot get any more serious than that. Number 1, it's the look from Toto de Pedro. And number 2, the words as well. Oh! A strong hit by Gils Torres.
Torres coming up big here in set number 3. Left all alone for that back quick play.
17-15. A treasured advantage for JD Diwa and company. Martinez to the King Tamarao, and was there a touch or not? We have a challenge. It looked close.
Will this be the first challenge of
FEU
and Steel Ultras? Yeah.
for the whole game.
They can't seem to get out of this rotation. That is a 4-0 run for the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors.
That's their longest run in this game. Coach Ed Orculio looking for answers. Once again, happy 43rd birthday to him. And now we see. Was it clean or not?
There was no check ball. Point will remain with the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors. This is now a 3-point lead for the white shirts. A good cushion, I must say. They only need 7 points to send us into a 4th frame. Let's see if FEU can finally break the run.
Ooh, a misreceive by Mendoza. And it's a chance ball. Torres is blocked by Lyric.
That's an impact play right there. Single block against Torres. Sabi ni Torres, sige, balik mo sa akin.
What a way to answer back off of the poor reception. Derek Mendoza. He's had a couple of great blocking games in this tournament, including 5 versus Chi-Chi, their opener. Another block for FEU.
And the sweeper has to be in position to man that backcourt.
That block will be credited to Jelord Talisayan. The 5th point for the captain of FEU and his first block point.
Yung pag-float ball yung service, ang paano natin pag ganun pahatid. Kasi kapag stop, gaganon lang siya.
Front setter natin, no? Pwede siya mag-drop.
Ihatid lang natin ng maayos.
Coach Sydney pointing out the proper form pagdating sa reception ng float serve. Usually yung stop na sinasabi niya pang jump serve kasi yan pag float it's a different approach eh. Kasi paminsan yung mga float serve lumiliko yan last second. So you have to be in the proper position para maihatid mo yung bola. Like that. That was a good pass from Shawi Caritativo. They will keep a safe distance at 2 points.
That's how you can reactivate Gils Torres, who's been feeling it in this set. Total of 8 points for Gils. Half have come here in set number 3. 19-17. JC Narciso sending it in. Back row. Espartero overcooked it.
Errors are now piling up for FEU-DN Steel Roofing, and Coach Ed Orculio will be forced to call a timeout.
Yung puntusan, okay yan. Sa character natin, para natin atakihin. Tayo atake yung kumabot na yung blocker sa kabila. Hindi pare, ito yung atake ganyan lang. Error tayo sunod-sunod. Paano pumunta sa ganyan yan? Tayo may problema sa ilalim, sa block. Tayo atake, maganda naman yung pasa. Diba, ilan may iwan sa'yo yung blocker sa kabila? Pagka kinuha mo, dito ko sa 4 pumunta. Sino may iwan sa'yo? Yung setter, pare. Wala nang gigil, walang gigil.
You know, it's felt like it's been a while since we heard the voice of Coach Ed Orculio. That's a refresher for us with this timeout. But then again, the sense of urgency is present now for FEU.
Yeah. Theoretically speaking, pag ikaw yung nasa receiving end ng rally, ikaw yung may advantage kasi ikaw yung aatake. May pasa naman yung FEU, but they have committed a lot of errors on offense. Yun din yung sinasabi ni Coach Ed, sayang naman yung power natin if we won't be able to convert. So this is going to be a test of character for FEU, but they get blocked at the net. Gils Torres and Toto De Pedro conniving for that kill block.
That was Gils Torres with yet another point. 9 points now for Gils, making him the top scorer of SAVOUGE in this matchup. 21-17. Drix Saavedra to answer back. Not yet. Caritativo. Toto. Cross-court.
Everything is working for SAVOUGE right now. That is now a 5-point lead for the Spin Doctors.
This is terrific body language that we're now seeing from SAVOUGE. 22-17, timeout FEU.
Dahil alam niyo dalawa spiker natin, kung nasan ka, nandyan yan, pare, nandyan. Tingnan mo paano ko matake ng bacro kanina. Humabol lang yan, oh. Tapos ang kamay sa net, nakaganyan lang. So, joke only lang yung block niya, eh. O ngayon, hiwalayin natin. Dito ka tumakbo. Pagtakbo mo, diyan ka lang magsimula. Maglayo tayo. Ikaw, humingi ka na dyan. Maghiwa-hiwalay tayong ganyan. Tingnan mo kung saan pupunta yung tatlo na yan, pare. Tapos front row, back row yung setter kasi service lang. Sino ngayon ang atake? Nagkabalikan ng bola. Sino yung huling pupunta sa kanila? Yung kalorete,
Different approach for DN Steel Roofing on the attack.
They need to get Drix Saavedra sa harapan. They just need one good rotation, one good stop.
First ball, Miko Espartero. It is absent from the middle. Dug up by Narciso. Jones to Toto. Back-to-back points for Toto de Pedro.
Changing targets last second. A while ago, he went cross-court. This time, he went for a check ball on the blockers of FEU-DN Steel. That hit the forearms or the hands of Talisayan. This is going to be pseudo timeout, I guess, for Coach Ed Orculio. There's a challenge on the floor, a block touch challenge.
But yes, to your point, a pseudo timeout. He already used his 2 timeouts. I was arguing with Neil kung yun ba, ito ba yung first time na nag-timeout in this match si Coach Ed at nagsunod-sunod pa para sa kanya. There was a touch, for sure.
Yep, that was very obvious, but he needed some time to talk to the yellow shirts.
The score will read 23-17. The biggest advantage in this game for the Spin Doctors. Their goal is a reverse sweep against Coach Ed Orculio and company. But the birthday boy has a different plan. Service, full front row for JC and Narciso. Oh, got a bit cold there.
Napaganda pa yung challenge ni Coach Ed Orculio.
Now we have a challenge for SAVOUGE.
Ano mo? B, tapos sunod dos, running dos, tapos posyento mo si O. Ay, nasa ka ba?
Nasa dulo ko, coach.
Sino magsaservice sa kanila sila?
Si Benny.
Benny, jump start. Kaya naman yan.
Tapat.
Guys, patay tayo para last na lang tayo para matapos na natin.
Let's go!
Hey, stop!
They want to kill for a set point off of that timeout by Coach Sydney Calderon. Not a challenge, but a timeout. Great to see her smile after she was looking concerned in the first 2 sets of this matchup. Benny Martinez to serve. And he maximized having Drix Saavedra now at the front row. Benny sends it in. And Narciso back sets. Gamban was rejected. Coverage present. JC now to Gills, who had to reach for the skies, and he scores.
Luck is on the side of the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors. They're finally at set point. Total mishit from Gills Torres, but that ball found the corner pocket open.
24-18, 6 set points for Loisa Gamban and company. Talisayan. The counter with Shawi. Good chance for FEU. Martinez. Drix Saavedra puts it away.
Ito yung rotation na hinihintay ni Benny Martinez because pag nagkakagulo, basta nandiyan si Drix Saavedra, kaya nilang maka-counter attack.
This is how it was 2 years ago with Mark Calado for FEU. 24-19. And Narciso back sets. De Pedro almost scored. Regalo para kay Shawi. And that's inside. (25-19). We have an extended match. Familiar territory for FEU and SAVOUGE in this tournament. More than half of their total games have reached extended or extensions with either a 4-set or a 5-set output. So can SAVOUGE continue with some momentum in set number 4, or will FEU bounce back and end this as fast as they can? We are not yet done for the battle of two undefeated teams in the Invitational Conference of the Spikers Turf. FEU is up 2-1, but momentum belongs to the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors. They were able to twist the narrative in set number 3. They gave up the lead by the tenths of sets 1 and 2. But that's when they got the lead in set number 3, and they held on after getting their biggest advantage of 6 as well. Great responses from guys like Loisa Gamban, Toto De Pedro, and Shawi Caritativo.
The energy was just different for SAVOUGE in set number 3. Nahanap na siguro ni Coach Sydney yung tamang mix of players. Shawi Caritativo, Loisa Gamban, Toto De Pedro.
Gils Torres as well.
And Gils Torres contributing a lot in the tail end of set number 3. They edged out FEU in that department 12-11. And in the past sets, diba, laging lamang yung FEU when it comes to the blocking department. But now, it's SAVOUGE on top. FEU had a lot of unforced errors, 9 at that, and that was very costly. That's why we are heading into a 4th set for SAVOUGE. They do want to get that reverse sweep, but for FEU, they still have one more chance to get another victory. Win number 6 for their squad.
The 9 errors actually matched the most averaged by FEU in a match. They had 9 errors per set versus Chichi and Navy respectively. So could they play cleaner volleyball here in set number 4? While for the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors, they've been known for their floor defense. They actually have tried to emulate the characteristics of their head coach herself in Sydney Calderon, who used to be a libero, so floor defense was her specialty. So you should be happy with that blocking category belonging to your squad in set number 3. Can they do it again as we begin set number 4? Thank you for joining us. This is Mix Gomez with Neil Flores and Alexis Tinsay at your service. Gamban sends it through. The counter with Chad. Dug up. And a push by Talisayan. No call yet. Torres will score.
FEU stopped in the middle of that play. Nag-aantay sila ng call from the referee. Again, hanggang hindi pa pumipito yung referee, you have to keep on moving. The moment you take your eyes off that ball, gulat ka na lang, lumapag na yan sa harapan nyo.
This is for redemption. Saavedra got a hand. The counter with Toto. Dug up by Benny. Ceballos to the right. Saavedra is rejected.
Now with SAVOUGE. Sanay na sanay yan sa mga 5-setters.
Dalawa na in this conference against Martelli in their opener and against Signal HD. They actually won the last 2 sets of that match versus Signal. A kneeling back set, and it's all worth it for Martinez as Talisayan scores.
FEU will finally get on the board.
General Talisayan once again, this athleticism, he's up to
6 points.
Jelord. That is outside.
These errors have played FEU.
A total of 12 service errors in this game for the Tamaraws. Loisa on the other end. Let me do the math. 8 service errors in total for SAVOUGE in this matchup. Espartero off the block.
Espartero is now in double digits with 10.
But it's been a while since he has scored.
Kanina for SAVOUGE, it has been Shawi Caritativo, but all of a sudden, Gils Torres happened. He is now the only player in double digits for the Spin Doctors.
A dozen to his name. Caritativo sending it through. The counter with Miko. What a cross.
And the contact point was perfect for Espartero. Saw the crack in the wall.
His emergence, by the way, it is a big answer for FEU. I remember in the UAAP, they did have a couple of options for the open spiker position. Gils Torres dropping it. There's a whistle blown against FEU. Oh no, against SAVOUGE.
Yeah, lifting violation on that power tip.
So Gamban asking for an explanation. Now the lead is with DN Steel Roofing, 4-3. Chadabsin to serve. Oh, a service error.
That's the second service error of FEU in this set.
And a total of 13 for them in this matchup. Deadlock at 4. Gils Torres, leading scorer of SAVOUGE. Espartero blocked.
The defense saw it coming. Benny Martinez needs to get his middles involved again para ma-free up yung mga wing spikers.
Back with Gils, 5-4. Back set, Drix, smart play. It's quite rare to see him attack like that.
Kaya din daw niya mag-power tip.
No.
Not all power.
Yes. Saavedra, through and through. Narciso, Shawi, yes! That went straight to the fans of SAVOUGE.
Welcome to the double-digit mark, Shawi Caritativo. Hitting the right hand of Benny Martinez.
And there was a walk-off from Shawi as well. Are we actually going to see more of that in this set? A misreceive. Miko against 3 blockers. Rejected. Now it's Drix from the back. That is outside. Coach Ed saw it. He's convinced. No more challenge.
These errors keep on coming for FEU-DN Steel.
7-5. Short serve. It was way too short for Toto.
Now Now that the pressure is on FEU, SAVOUGE just needs to put that service in.
Play it safe. Will Miko Espartero play it safe? The answer is no. And Narciso to JD Diwa. Signature JD. Hindi tayo magsasawa sa mga slide ni JD Diwa.
Short slide. Bread and butter play of JD Diwa here at the Spikers third.
8-6, technical timeout.
Migzanil, SAVOUGE Aesthetics senior player Lauren Signoron shared that his biggest challenge this season has been transitioning back to opposite spiker. Initially, it felt like a daunting shift, but he saw it as an opportunity to expand his role and add even more firepower to the team. Now in his third season as a spiker, Lawrence reflected on how far the team has come, from once just hoping to win a game to now riding an undefeated streak. He sees a distinct edge with SAVOUGE's roster, unlike many other teams with young teenage players. The core lineup of the Aesthetics is seasoned athletes who stayed intact over the last 2 years. Bringing that experience and chemistry back to the court this season, we'll see if they can keep this momentum going into another set. Back to the panel.
It is good to note that these are decorated players from their collegiate programs. Stars, if we may, from different schools. So this is like an all-star team formed by SAVOUGE. And they have transitioned onto different roles as well, as mentioned by Alexis. As now it is a point for FEU off the middle. Lorna Signoron himself was supposed to be that, well, a part of the 1-2 punch with Josh Ibanez.
But decided to play here in the Spikers third.
And Narciso attacking. That drop for JC.
Top of the tape of the net, napaganda pa yung aggressiveness ni JC and Narciso.
That's why he deserved the high five from Coach Sidney Calderon. Medyo low-key pa mag-celebrate si JC if you compare him to his teammates. 10-7. Drix Saavedra blocked by Gils Torres.
Gils Torres is feeling it. He has already tallied 5 blocks against the attackers of FEU. And ang sipag din maghabol ni Gils Torres kahit na feeling niya maliliit siya, hinahabol pa rin talaga niya. And that is just effort on his end.
This match is the best performance in the conference for Gils Torres. 15 points and 5 blocks that he had versus Martelli. And yet, we're still in the 4th set. Diwa, caritativo, giving up a chance ball. Ceballos, Martinez, Absin, that is out.
5-point lead for the Spin Doctors. Dongala will replace Chad Absin.
We haven't seen him since halfway through set number 1. It's been a while. JD Diwa, service in, Dongala approaches, Talisayan flying, a missed dig, chased by Toto, Shawi sends it, counter with Dongala, and there is a net touch.
There was also a net violation. It was on Loisa Gamban.
That's why Gils could not believe it. Umami naman si Loisa. Ayun, paangat pa lang. 12-8. And Narciso. Torres! Nice read!
Wow.
Ang ganda nun.
It's such a delicate touch from Gils Torres. Look at the control. On that hit, saktong-sakto, nobody home for FEU-DN steal.
Not even Bryce de Guzman could have saved it. 13-8, JC and Narciso. 9 excellent sets. Benny, back set, Drix. Pabawi.
20 points already for Drix Saavedra. Not surprising at all.
He's 1 away from his conference high, which he scored versus the Navigators Iloilo. That was in 4 sets as well. Talisayan has 6. He serves in. JC to the middle. Lois Sagamban with a hammer.
The combination plays are out. Yun din yung dinadala ni Narciso to the table. 4 championship runs with Perpetual. That's no easy feat. So he has a lot of championship experience. He's very vocal as a setter. Lahat ng teammates niya, binibigyan niya ng instructions from the passing to the hitters. That's what you love about Narciso.
And when he was the starting setter for Perpetual against FEU in the Spikers turf, that eliminated FEU in last year's Invitationals, as it is an answer once more from Dula Dongala.
Instant production from Dongala. 2 attack points already from that substitution of Coach Orculio.
Dula sends it in. It's a 4-point game. Battle at the net. Ball put up by Shawi. Now to Gills. Nice save by Benny. Espartero. Oh, that was too strong.
That way, 5-point lead for the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors.
Even the sound of that hit wasn't too ideal for Miko Espartero. But we have a challenge. A block touch challenge.
Well, that looked way out. Maybe another way for Coach Orculio to kill the momentum of the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors.
That's clean, right? A virtual timeout for Coach Ed Orculio. The birthday boy accepting his fate. They're down by 5 in set number 4. Are we going to see another 5-set match? If that would be the case, it will be the second in this conference for FEU and the third for SAVOUGE. Oh, misreceived and an ace.
Receiving was the problem of SAVOUGE in set number 1 and 2, but now it's FEU on that end. 6-point lead for the Spin Doctors in our second technical timeout.
Siguro yung sa nabasa kong libro na Ichigo Ichi, which means that everything happens in life is a unique treasure that will never be repeated again. So, pag binigyan ka ng pagkakataon, ibuhos mo yung lahat mo, mag-enjoy ka lang kung anong meron ka ngayon. Hindi ka muna titingin sa past o sa future, mas uunahin mo yung moment. Kasi yun nga, kaya nga tinatawag na present kasi it's a gift.
Jelord Talisayan is trying to treasure this moment as well. They would want a big-time victory versus SAVOUGE. Up 2-1, but they're down 10-16 in set number 4. The immaculate records of these two squads are at stake for today. It will be the same situation as well for DLSU Eco Oil as they take on PGJC Navy for our second game For our last game, it will be Signal HD versus D Navigators Iloilo. Again, we thank you for joining us. This is Mix Gomez with Neil Flores and Alexis Tinsay, coming to you live from the Inares Sports Arena. It's been quite the struggle for Nico Espartero and company against Coach Sidney Calderon and SAVOUGE, who have absolute momentum. It's been the greatness of guys like Gils Torres, Shawi Caritativo, Loisa Gamban, and Toto De Pedro. How about the setting as well of JC Narciso being a standout in set number 4. Torres to serve, fresh off of an ace. Ball up by Ceballos. Saavedra, got a hand.
It's not over till it's over, says Drix Saavedra. Sige, ibigay mo sa akin. We will try to catch up here in set number 4.
But now he will be at the back row. This was the rotation, the part of the rotation when they struggled in set number 3, as pointed out by Neil. And Narciso, a spinning set, and that doesn't go through for JD Diwa.
Set was just too low for Diwa. It's back-to-back points for FEU. They cannot make a mistake on the service line from this point on.
Drix Saavedra, 21 points. That ties his conference high. Can he be efficient? He has 1 ace so far to his name. That's in. Loisa with the receive. Shawi. Redemption.
The points for Shawi Caritativo, built on 10 attacks, 1 block, and 1 ace.
He's the second leading scorer of SAVOUGE. How about Toto De Pedro coming off the bench and playing big-time minutes for Coach Sidney. Mendoza rejected. Benny attacking, and that goes down for Benny Martinez, who had a look as well to the spin doctors. Things are heating up.
Both teams will get a warning.
Benny took his time. Had some words.
And you have to turn around after you score.
The general
Hindi
ruling
napigilan.
is, but the general rule is for you to celebrate towards your team for any sport. JD Diwa attacking quickly.
With swipe there from JD Diwa. Sometimes you don't need power. Sometimes you just need speed.
Yeah. Oh, he has definitely put his speed on display for the past years on the Spikers turf. The lead is 5. Mendoza pushing it. That's dug up by Jonas. D-ball for Toto. That drops. We have some very animated fans inside the Inares Sports Arena.
Look at the celebrations from SAVOUGE.
This is their identity after all. 1913.
Hindi tayo aabot. Ang kailangan natin gawin, hawakan mo. May depensa pa tayong galon. Anak, nagpamadali tayo doon sa ilalim eh. Paano ba pinapalo yung bola? Paano tinatawid yung para yung palo? Tinutulang lang yung bola eh. Ang kailangan mo lang, titibayan mo ng depensa. Tapos huwag ka magmamadali mo trabaho. Dahan-dahan lang. Pambihira naman oh.
As mentioned by Alexis Tinsay, today it is where power meets passion meets pressure for these undefeated teams. FEU versus SAVOUGE, and the pressure is on for these Tamaraos, down by 6. They're in danger of playing their second 5-set match. Martinez had to chase off the poor receive. Chance ball. And Narciso to the open. Loisa, read well by Gelord. Counter with Drix. He got a hand. Toto puts it up. JC. Oh, what a play by JC and Narciso.
Tahimik lang yan sa umpisa. But when he sees an open spot, he will go for these drop balls. Smart veteran move from Narciso.
It's the low-keyest of plays from JC and Narciso. Welcome back. Ball scrape the net. Drix again. Porsyento na ba?
Still need 6 more points to tie this ball game up. Iisa-isahin lang yan ng FEU as per the instructions of Coach Ed Orculio. But somebody has to help Drix Saavedra. Yes, we know he can convert these sets. But at some point, mababantayan din siya. So, kailangan merong nakahandang sumalo kay Drix.
Gamban, a lot of power there.
There were no blockers up front. SAVOUGE inching closer to this 4th set win.
How about the wrist action from Loisa Gamban? Very sharp, challenging Migo Espartero. 21-14. Martinez, Donggala. Oh, Toto was there, and here's Loisa. Down it goes for Loisa Gamban. Now we have a substitution for the first time in this game. Luis Miguel checks in for Migo Espartero. Miguel had a nice outing versus VNS. He scored 13 points and he come alive once more. He also came in late in that matchup. Oh, the answer from Donggala.
No words for that.
Just skying high, towering through. Torres was definitely late for it. It still is a 7-point disadvantage. Benny has 24 excellent sets. And Narciso. That was brought back by FEU. And Coach Sidney needs a break point. Timeout.
Guys, 16-22, di ba, lamang naman tayo. Pero kailangan lang natin, lakasan natin yung pag-end ng set ngayon. Which is 3 na lang kailangan natin. Okay? So, relax lang. Wag masyadong mag-hesitate sa mga galaw nyo. Kung ano yung tama, gawin nyo na. Kung papaluin nyo. Laban nyo na kaagad. Marami tayong option ha. Meron din tayo sa 5. Pwede tayong guys, smile. Go.
You know, Neil, I love how they motivate each other within the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors, just radiating energy from the players. It's the culture built by Coach Sidney Calderon. A couple of years in, they have built what could be one of the contenders in the Invitational Conference. 16 serving 22. Benny Martinez has a full front row. That is out.
SAVOUGE just needs 2 more points to send us to a 5th and deciding set. We need at least 1 kill block maybe in this rotation. Unang aatake itong FEU-DN steal.
Donggala. He was blocked, but it went outside. That's a point for FEU.
Yes, there was a touch on Toto De Pedro. Immediately, umamin na siya because they don't want a long lull. They don't want na ma-delay pa yung momentum nila. They still have a 6-point lead.
Talisayan. Shawi receives. And Narciso to the open. Toto down the line. And he really loves that attack.
The right combination of players for Coach Sidney. Saktong-sakto yung energy and yung different play styles nila nagiging cohesive on the floor.
It's one of the challenges of having a deep team. Finding the right combination. Loisa, Luis Gaspar Gamban has 5 points so far. Oh, monstrous approach on that serve. The save by Miguel. This is a chance ball of the ages. Combination play, and Toto De Pedro puts it away.
We will head into a fifth set. As you predicted, Dave. 5 sets between the top 2 teams currently in the Invitational Conference.
It will be the second time in this conference that FEU will reach set number 5, and the third time, more than half of the matches for the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors. Once again, we are heading into set number 5, this time for FEU and SAVOUGE. The Spin Doctors want a reverse sweep, something that they haven't done yet in this conference, even though this is already the third 5-setter. As for Drix Saavedra and company, in their lone 5-set match versus VNS, it was a reverse sweep for them. It has to be a different storyline for DN Steel Roofing this time around if they would want to stay undefeated.
It was a collective effort from the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors. Again, they had more attack points compared to FEU. They also forced FEU to commit those shank passes. Kaya nahirapan din makablock yung FEU. SAVOUGE had 3 kill blocks compared to the 1 of DN Steel Roofing. And nawala yung advantage sa serving ng FEU.
So, the trend continues. Whoever has won the blocking department has won the set. And in terms of errors,
defense
it's been very efficient for Spin Doctors.
Wins matches and championships. It is the same for this game. Both teams have to put premium on their reception and net defense if they want to carve out a hard-fought win. In our first game pa lang to, guys. May dalawa pa.
it's at top teams in the past conferences ang maghaharap. You have LaSalle versus Navy, and then Navi, the Navigators Iloilo, that is, versus Signal HD. The quote mentioned by Neil Torres, defense wins championships, it's the same quote reminded to me by Coach Sidney Calderon before this matchup, and trying to practice that against Jeller Talisayan and company. Well, Shawi Caritativo definitely came alive. He has a total of 17, complementing Lois Agamban's 5 points. Toto De Pedro has 8. Our leading scorer is Gils Torres with 15. On the other hand, we haven't mentioned the name Chad Absin for quite a while now. He was supposed to be the best player of FEU if they already won in the previous sets. With 17 points to Chad's name, but he is the second leading scorer behind Drix Saavedra, who has 22. Benny Martinez, by the way, he's been stepping up with his sets in this matchup. This is already his confidence high. 23 excellent sets, the most in all 6 of FEU's matches for Benny Martinez. And Narciso Gils Torres, a lot of aggression there. Here's the counter. Bryce to Jelord. Cross court, Marmeto puts it up. And Narciso, Gils Torres, that's outside.
There was no spin on that last hit of Gils Torres. Medyo flat yung bola. It's a 1-0 start for FEU-DN Steel.
One thing that interests me right now, will Bryce de Guzman play the whole set for FEU? That was the case in the past couple of seasons in the UAP for him. Lois Agamban, a lot of power He got the touch.
Great start for both teams. Loisa Gamban not forcing the issue in that last hit. Immediate target yung fingertips ni Drix Saavedra.
6 points off the bench for Loisa. 15 excellent sets off the bench for JC and Narciso. Back set to Drix. A chase for Shawi. Oh my goodness. Great effort by the SAVOUGE players. Crashing onto the A-boards.
You just see the commitment from SAVOUGE. Pinaghirapan na rin naman nila yung set number 3 and 4. Might as well go all the way.
That, by the way, is one of the purposes of the A-boards. Nagiging saluhan yan ng mga players natin. Two, 1. That is outside. We have twos across the board. Make a wish ×2 for everybody. Virtually back to square one. Loisa Gamban will serve. Ceballos now back in. Espartero soaring. Tough day for Jones. They keep it alive. A sky ball. Here's the chance. The lefty hit. Still dug up by SAVOUGE. Caritativo. Blocked. Coverage present. It's Gils Torres sending it through. The counter with Drix Saavedra. Got a touch. De Pedro. Now it's FEU to their king. Down it goes for Drix Saavedra.
Drix Saavedra on the money. That is just pure persistence from Drix Saavedra. And yung mga sets sa kanya, kadalasan out of system break balls, but he still goes for that swing.
24 total points for the King Tamaraw. Drix Saavedra, and that is in.
Yep.
Yeah, that was in for Donggala. Gamban thought it was out. That's why there will be a challenge.
Early challenge from SAVOUGE.
Did we just not have a good angle on that one? Ayan, may umamin na. May umamin nga ba? No, Loisa is just praying that he was actually out. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that was definitely inside on the line. SAVOUGE will lose one challenge.
Four to 2. Back-to-back points for DN Steel Roofing. Dula Donggala after resting out from sets 2 to 4. They look to score once more. Service inside. Marmeto first ball. Gils Torres puts it down.
Tense matchup between SAVOUGE and FEU.
Just as we wished for. Which team will remain undefeated? Oh! The help of the net. It's an ace for Gils Torres.
That ace will tie things up at 4. This is turning out to be a nail-biter. 17 points for Gils Torres.
That's his second ace in this matchup. The best performance all conference long for the former Signal HD Spiker. He brought his championship experience to the Spin Doctors. Mendoza soaring and scoring.
He made sure that he got his range first. Kaya iningatan din niya yung power in that last hit. Just used his wrist action to get that to go.
That was very conservative if you compare it to his usual attacking approach. Drix at the back. Marmeto first ball. JD Diwa playing it fast.
We are exchanging the 5th set.
The attendance of our fans is just worth it. The fans with some poppers, the drums who came all the way from Meycauayan, Bulacan as well. De Pedro sends it through. Benny back sets Saavedra. That was short.
Tough type attack from Drix Saavedra. Compared to FEU, mas malinis so far yung set plays ng SAVOUGE Spin Doctors. Less errors on their end on offense and on the service line. Mukhang natuto na sila dun sa first 2 sets.
They have absolute momentum. De Pedro sends it through. Espartero, a nice approach, and the ball goes way up to the roof. FEU continuing to respond. This is actually a statement game for either of our teams in the Spikers turf. JD Diwa, that a statement for you.
3-block, open block from FEU. That is uncharacteristic of the DN Steel Ultras because they were in control of the net defense in the first 2 frames.
7-6, back and forth we go. Combination to Gelord, put up by Toto. Onto the other end, tight for Loisa. FEU scrambles, the push by Drix, saved by Jonas. At the middle, nice rejection by Lyric. Loisa again, dug up by Saavedra. Martinez to the other end, a push, and outside for Gelord Talisayan.
Two-point lead for the Spin Doctors as we head into our change court.
Luis Miguel was ready to check in. Could he actually be of good effect for FEU moving forward? This is the replay.
Set was tight. Gelord Talisayan wanted to push that ball all the way to zone 1. Pero napalakas.
SAVOUGE Spin Doctors well on pace for a reverse sweep in terms of momentum, but this is only a 2-point game in set number 5. And Luis Miguel is getting ready to check in. He will replace his captain in Gelord Talisayan. I mentioned the rotation among the open spikers in the past UAP season for FEU. We even had the likes of Jomel Codilla and JJ Javelona in the mix for Coach Ed Orculio. Now seeing some young bloods in Nico Espartero and Luis Miguel. They join Drix Saavedra at the wing. 8-6. Martinez to the open. Miguel cross court.
Inside point. Fresh legs for Miguel off the bench.
And this is what you want to prove to yourself as well if you're Luis Miguel, that you belong in these big moments. Mendoza to serve. A 1-point game. JD Diwa rejected by Miguel. Caritativo. Gamban blocked by Dula Dongala.
Monster block there from Dongala against Loisa Gamban. We are now tied at 8-all.
That's actually the usual celebration. Signature attack for Dula Dongala. He just has to make sure that he will do it towards his team. Narciso to JD, a quick answer. What a game for JD Diwa off the bench. He has 7 total points in this matchup.
Lahat ng pinasok ni Coach Sidney nag-perform talaga for SAVOUGE. Same goes with FEU-DN Steel.
Miguel, yes! What a response by the rookie.
Parang di niya na-feel yung pressure eh. I mean, first time na pumasok ka in this game, 5th set, you're down by 1 or 2 points a while ago. Now you're tied again at 9-all.
But that was the case as well for him versus BNS in that 5-setter. Combination, Lois Agamban puts it away. Ten to 9, Savage, Spin Doctors.
Gutsy play there from Narciso. Usually, pag malaki yung blocker sa gitna, iniiwas ng mga setters sa gitna. But he went for that play.
Gamban is no stranger being the David against the Goliaths. Saavedra rejected by Loisa Gamban.
Unlimited energy from Savage Aesthetics.
That was a one-man block for Loisa Gamban. 11 to 9, Savage.
Diyan, paglabas niya, ang set natin nandito. Papasok siya ay nakatapat. Dinandyan siya. Paglabas niya dyan, punta ka dito pag ganyan, pare. Tapos ganun. Kaya mong libero yung kumuha dyan. Ikaw, kailangan ako mimili sa kabila, gitna middle ng tapos. Okay? Tapos ikaw, hingi ka rito. Talagang hingi mo yung bola para mag-isa-isa. Para mag-ibala. Okay? FEU!
It is a reverse sweep in the making for the Savage Spin Doctors. They're trying to do what FEU did versus BNS last Sunday. Are we going to see a response from DN Steel Roofing? Which team will stay undefeated after today? And Narciso. A misreceive. Miguel approaches. And that's a point off the block.
3 points already for this rookie. All in the 5th set. This is a strong front line now for Benny Martinez. You have Dongala, Saavedra, and Espartero.
And Narciso countering with Loisa. Tough dig. And no more chase for Drix Saavedra.
Look at Loisa Gamban. Just giving his all. They can taste another win. Malapit na 3 points away. FEU will call for time.
Kailangan yung pasa. Kung saan niya kukunin yung pasa, dun mo bigay. Tapos ang target ng service nila, sino? Outside. Sino mag-receive sa inyo dalawa? Pumalo ka lang, huwag kang mag-receive, huwag kang mag-receive. Ha? Tibay sa receive, ha? Tibay sa receive.
It is the 43rd birthday of Coach Ed Orculio. And they're still clinging on to that hope from getting a victory in this matchup. Down by 2 in set number 5. This is after they won the first 2 sets of this matchup. Coach Sydney Calderon is well on her way to another statement in the Spikers turf. But can they hold on? Loisa Gamban doing the honors. That goes in. Martinez to the open. Espartero going cross.
It's not yet over, says Nico Espartero. Benny Martinez has to maximize this rotation. Tatlo pa rin ang attackers niya sa harapan, but this time it will be Lyric Mendoza guarding the net as their middle blocker.
Tongala. Torres. That did not go through for Savage, and we have a deadlock. It's going to be a virtual race to 3 for Savage and FEU. Timeout, Spin Doctors.
Okay. Di bale, 12-all tayo yung atake. So, gawin lang natin, polish lang natin yung atake natin para makascore tayo kagad. Guys, ang importante, mapatay lang natin to. Ha, para una tayo 50. Easy.
Wala na.
Oh, erase na yun.
Ay, all zero tayo, all zero.
Let's go guys.
Hey, isa! Boy!
Isn't this what we all waited for? Back to square one for SAVOUGE and FEU. Practically race to 3. But as mentioned by Coach Sydney, they're on offense with this receive.
And Narciso will have 3 options for the offense of SAVOUGE. You have Toto De Pedro. Nasa kanan, you also have Shawi Caritativo on the left wing.
Tungala sends it in. A chase for JC. Caritativo is blocked. Ball saved. Camban through and through. And a miscue, but that still goes to the other side. And Narciso back to Shawi. And that was way over. SAVOUGE asking for a touch.
Okay, obviously that was way out, pero titingnan muna natin if merong touch on the block. But the intention was to hit it off the blockers.
It could be the slightest of touches.
Yeah.
That's all that SAVOUGE would need.
But FEU looks confident that there was no block touch.
Talk about an important challenge. Everybody at the edge of his or her seat here at the United Sports Arena. Which team will stay undefeated? Up next, the other undefeated squad, LaSalle Eco Oil, will go up against PGJC Navy. This is point number 13 in set number 5 on the line. Touch or not. Ooh, one finger. The slightest touch. As we mentioned, that is all that SAVOUGE needed.
Wow. Successful challenge for SAVOUGE. The slightest of touches matter. Buti na lang may isa pang challenge yung SAVOUGE. We're up by 1.
13-12 in set number 5. Torres sending it in. Combination. Saavedra to the back.
Still confident as ever.
25 points for the King Tamaraw.
Combination play from the middle. Good to go for FEU-DN still. It's a race to 2.
Saavedra now at the back row. A misreceive. De Pedro approaches. And a misdig. The ball goes to the crowd. Match point. SAVOUGE Spin Doctors.
They can end it with a kill block. Double sub for SAVOUGE.
This is very crucial.
Blocking purposes for Coach Sydney.
We haven't seen these two for quite a while now. Vince Imperial and team captain Lorna Senyoron. At least one of the leaders of SAVOUGE for the past couple of years. Will it be the second statement game of the Spin Doctors in the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference? Imperial sending it in. Miguel puts it up. Martinez. Espartero off the block. We have an extended set number 5.
Another race to 2. Defeat SAVOUGE and FEU. Double sub didn't work for Coach Sydney. Babalik ngayon si Narciso and Toto De Pedro. Benny Martinez will have to set up Lyric Mendoza or Miguel in this rotation. And nasa likod na si Espartero and Trix Saavedra. But the pipe is always there.
Yes.
As an option.
Espartero, service in. At the net. The 1-2 play did not work. Counter with Miguel. Yes! The rookie coming alive for FEU.
The magic is there for that substitution of Coach Ed Orculio. FEU is now at match point.
Those are 4 crucial, big-time points for Luis Miguel.
Balik, boss. Ikaw.
Walang kakabahan ha. Relax lang.
Eh, wala magigigil tumalo ah.
Andito na tayo, huwag na tayo. Go lang. Kaya yan.
SAVOUGE wanting to claim this moment to be theirs. They're facing match point for DN Steel Roofing FEU. The first for the Tamaraws in this matchup. Only the first game for your Spikers Turf Sunday. FEU to get the record of 6-0. Espartero serving. Ball up by Shawi. Diwa blocked. Coverage by Gamban. Caritativo. Got a touch. Here's the counter. Martinez to the open. Luis Miguel puts it away. 5 points in set number 5 for Luis Miguel.
Luis Miguel just saved the day for FEU-DN Steel. Happy birthday to Coach Ed Orculio.
Boy, what a gift that was. A magic bunot in the 5th and deciding set for Coach Ed Orculio. And now he can breathe deeply on his birthday. They remain undefeated 6-0. This will be the first loss of the SAVOUGE Spin Doctors. Now at 4-1, but boy, what a comeback that was as well, Neil.
Yeah. Wow. Again, it's about calling the right substitutions at the right time. Coach Ed Orculio had Miguel. Now, they will remain unbeaten, and the SAVOUGE will suffer their first loss in the preliminaries.
There you see the final score, an extended set number 5, 16-14 in favor of DN Steel Roofing FEU.
Good afternoon, volleyball fans. Live here in the Inares Sports Arena here in Pasig City. FEU-DN Steel grabbing that win after 5 excruciating sets. And with me is player of the game again, Drix Saavedra with 24 points, 21 attacks, 2 blocks, and 1 ace. Congratulations. Suki ka na dito, Drix, ha? And with that, you were down 2 sets. Ano yung pinakamalaking adjustments ninyo mid-game in order to rise through this set number 5? Extended pa ito.
Siguro maganda naman talaga ginalaw namin first set, second set. Pero yun lang nung third set siguro yung mga ginalaw namin nung unang set hindi namin na-apply. Tapos medyo may na-relax siguro na akala makukuha na agad straight set. So yun, pinag-usapan namin na sana hindi aabot ng fifth set. Kaso yun nga, kinapos pa din kami and umabot talaga. Fifth set.
And talking about that excruciating grappling fifth setter, anong masasabi mo sa kumbaga strategy ninyo? How did you come through? And with that nga paano yun nakuha yung endgame?
Bale, talagang good thing lang kay Coach Ed, talagang ginising kami. Yung alam mo yun na pag pinapagalitan kami, parang yung hindi tinitake na negative ng mga teammates ko. Bale, parang naging motivation na dapat next na set, dapat matapos na para hindi magalit si Coach Ed, parang gano'n.
At lalo na kasi birthday din niya today. No? And with that, syempre sinabi mo sa akin, kwento mo nga na yung family mo sa Iloilo. So, gusto mo ba silang batiin?
Binabati ko yung family ko sa Iloilo, yung family ng girlfriend ko, yung Erme family, and yun, DN Steel, Ultra, and Sir Johnny, Miss Donna, Master Mark sa US, si Kuya Jonald, tapos mga kaibigan ko sa UBS, and team ko sa Iloilo, B-Boys. Thank you.
And with that, congratulations again, Drix, and to the rest of FEU-DN Steel Ultras. Don't go away. We have our second game of our triple header this weekend. We have the DLSU Eco Oil going against the PGJC Navy. Back to the panel.
Thank you, Alexis. It's the third straight Best Player of the Game award for Drix Saavedra, who finished with his conference high. But we do have to honor the Magic Bunot in set number 5 in Luis Miguel, who came from Nueva Vizcaya. He actually came from the FEU Diliman High School Volleyball Program of this university. As a rookie, here he is, rising into stardom, at least for this game against SAVOUGE.
Kung pwede lang magbigay ng co-player of the game honors, you would be giving that to the rookie Miguel. DN Steel Roofing had a significant advantage in attacking in set number 5. They were down by 1 point, but they were able to force that deuce. And ultimately, it was the FEU Tamaraos who won this match in 5 grueling sets.
And that is just the first game for today. It is a triple header after all for our Spikers Turf Sunday. Up next, it will be Eco Oil, the DLSU Green Oilers going up against the PGJC Navy Sea Lions. And for our final matchup, we have the Signal HD Spikers taking on the Navigators Iloilo. Congratulations to FEU. Congratulations as well to SAVOUGE for giving us such a nice comeback. For Alexis Tinsay and Neil Flores, my name is Mix Gomez, and do not miss out on more of our 2024 Spikers Turf Invitational Conference.